medicine, which is a little bit different than personalized medicine, even though the term is often used interchangeable, but there's a movement to separate those two, because personalized is more like you go in the doctor's office, they say what's happening, they prescribe you diet, exercise, your biologics, support therapy. It's more of personal. This is my whole life. It's not necessarily just pharmaceuticals. Precision medicine is strongly based on your blood markers, like things happening in your DNA, your genetics. It's all of that kind of stuff. And so precision medicine is studying how those things, how your DNA, your genetics, your blood markers, that's another one. So you might even like our rheumatoid factor positive, if you've heard that, or rheumatoid factor negative, those things that are often used for diagnostics, that's considered precision medicine, because that's telling your doctor something precise that will help them either diagnose or get you on the path to a therapy quicker, or that might work better for you, because current research is taking our treatments, whether they're existing or new, and they're saying, if a person has these things in their blood, or these things with their DNA, or these things with their genes, and they try this drug, 30% of the people who have these criteria are doing exceptionally well on this drug. And 30% of them, and the other 40%, they actually did worse on this drug. And that's where we're at right now in research. So the cool thing is there are these tests that, for rheumatoid arthritis, for example, there are these tests now that have identified these types of groupings, and they're now available for some rheumatologists to use. And one of them in particular is the TNF inhibitors, which are your like Enbrel, your Humira, which are typically our first line that we're prescribed. These tests are targeting that part of our blood and our DNA, and they're actually finding out that there's groups of patients with our diseases, if they have certain genetics, DNA, all of these things that make them who they are. They're grouping, so it's like a subgroup. So a subgroup of people are actually not responding to these. So that would mean if you were able to go into your doctor's office, just diagnosed, or whatever, or not just diagnosed, you're trying all these different, and your doctor was able to give you a test, and in that test that it came back and said, oh, wait, you're in this group that would not respond to these TNF inhibitors, they could use that information to submit to the insurance company, and you could bypass Enbrel, Humira, Cimzia, all of those, and go right to something that's higher on your insurance tier, because you've proven those will not work for you. And then in essence, you get better quality of life. You might go into remission, all of these things. So now, getting all of that background, I just want to hear your kind of thoughts and perspectives of why that might be something important to you or for other people in the community.
Because then you would get on the right medicine right away, and then you wouldn't be causing more damage to your joints, because we know that, once you get put on a new medicine, it can take 2 to 3 months for you to see if it works for you. So that in that time frame, your joints could actually be getting worse than better too. So that's why that would be a good thing to do, because then you wouldn't be doing that. You would be going into remission more likely.
Yeah, exactly. And how common do you, I mean, you're a person living with the diseases too, and I talk to other people. I ask myself this question all the time. How common do you feel remission is right now? I mean, how many people do you know are in remission?
No one.
And I say that all the time too. So I use that myself when I'm explaining how important precision medicine and access to it is, because if the goal is remission and we know that we have to get access to the right treatments for our specific needs, right? And we're trying, like you said, 3 months here, 3 months there, that adds up.
It
And
does.
then all of a sudden, we've that window is closing
Mhm.
and the chance of remission. And I feel like also that is not a common word in our
Right.
population right now, but
Yeah.
promise that it could be. I mean, how exciting is that?
Yeah. That'd be amazing.
All right.